Greetings everyone, and Garrett here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. So on the bottom left side as the Cobalt Ice Kindle, we got Quickslow87. So on top right side as the Gray Sky Drake, we have X-OLDMAN. This map is a triple base map with one airport. Pipe scene can be cleared out. This looks a little bit different. I don't know why, this just seems a little bit different. I think this map may have gone through some changes. Seems like there's a little bit more shores here than or sea tiles here than our last time I remember. But maybe that's just my imagination. And this map seems just a little bit different. I can't place my finger on it. Either way, this map does offer 2 comm powers, 1 for each player effectively, as well as an airport there with 3 bases. So there'll be a lot of infantry in this game, maybe less so for battlecopters. Drake, of course, will probably be avoiding battlecopters in most situations. He does get minus 30% firepower on his battlecopters. He's just going to be, when it comes to his abilities, it's going to be solely carried by his Typhoon with the Tsunami. Kindle, of course, is the urban terrain specialist, offering plus 30% firepower from attacking from urbanized terrain. This map is better for high society. Oh, let's find out. I just see a large amount of cities there for both players to capture. Kindle has almost a double recon. Drake just about double recon. So Kindle may get a bit of a recon rush. And Drake may get himself trapped on this recon there and allow Kindle get the booster strike there. Does get trapped there as expected, and the recon is out of range, so very good position there by Kindle. And this recon may be able to one-shot the infantry unit, but it's probably going to leave it down to about 2 health, if I remember correctly. Tank up here. Kindle has her own tank down south. We've got another Drake tank ground field. Drake's ground field is completely and utterly ordinary. And does leave the infantry down to 1 health there. And the tank gets on top of the forest there, spotting 2 captured infantry units there. Now think about it, when it comes to previous comment, I don't know if Kindle, not like when it comes to like Kindle being buffed on top of having labs count as urbanized terrain. There's never really a case where you actually had labs in multiplayer, and there's only a couple lab maps in the campaign, so I don't think that's really necessary. Ooh, recon got trapped there on the tank. That is going to be a dead recon. Tank, infantry, no battlecopter. Could have gone for battlecopters on 9,000 is probably not. Picks off the tank there entirely thanks to recon support. A forced recon, if you will. Though I don't think anybody will understand that Tom Clancy reference. ATR recon infantry. Drake does have to build out ATR. Kindle could gamble not to pull out ATR against Drake. Drake will definitely be using battlecopters sparingly. Tank anti-air recon. Battlecopter will strike the tank. What? Wait, what? Oh boy, he rolled really bad. He rolled bad luck, but still, I didn't realize it was going to do that little damage. What? Am I stupid not realizing that? I've never seen a battlecopter so weak before. Oh god. That minus 30% firepower really does not hurt. Yeah. I don't know why, that just seems very comedic. He did roll bad luck. It's more 50-50 chance of doing 3 damage rather than 2 damage, but still, something just comedic about that. I just don't know how to explain it. I didn't even believe that. Like, I could have sworn Drake battlecopter would do a little bit more damage than that. Oh boy. Medium tank, infantry. Is it still cost effective? Yes. Is it barely? Yes. Tank falls back to the city there. Going to capture the property. It is minus 30%. I think they took more of a, was it? Advanced Wars 1 where Drake had minus 30% firepower on aircraft, right? Because it seems like every Advanced Wars, he's drastically different. Battlecopter, infantry, and recon. Drake does now have a medium tank field. I don't think his comm towers captured the time. No, he didn't. So he had also no comm tower support. That's probably one reason why I didn't realize it could do such little damage. Because now, since there is one comm tower, oh, it's guaranteed at least do a 3. It's guaranteed minimum. Did 4 damage because also it's not on top of the city, but still, just like something just didn't seem right about that damage. What? There's a Drake rocket now in the field. I don't know if that's a good idea. Plus 10% defense. To be fair, most games are not naval. I want to say that makes no difference. Because, let's be frank, nobody likes playing Navy. He's also not, there's an argument to say that he's also not the best naval CO, being the naval CO. I think Max and Grit can do Navy better than him, because usually Navy maps still at least have access to aircraft, so Max battlecopters are excellent, and his direct fire subs are excellent, and Grit battleships are absurd. You can tell that Drake doesn't care about his copter. With that poor performance, I don't blame him. I don't know why. I just still can't go the fact of how abysmal that damage was. In high funds, I think it's more important. Probably naval maps probably are more exclusive to high funds, because Navy units in this game are absurdly expensive. Which is one reason why I do believe Days of Ruin did Navy the best. Because in that game, Navy's actually fun. Like, the battleship, not only cheaper, but also it is clearly king of the sea. Kindle does finish off that tank there, very nice. Could try merging the 4 health tank under some health tanks there to get a full health tank going. There's also a 6 health tank there. Well, besides both of those back to properties, so she's going to try to get her tank core a little bit replenished before pushing forward. Do now have a medium tank pushing over here, and T-copter as well. Another medium tank and artillery to go along with it. Gotta be careful about the global damage course. Now it's strange as well. If Kindle would have popped an Urban Blight, it would have drained quite a bit of funds of Drake's because of the rocking up the city. But of course, that's with our caster vision. I'm thinking so as well. I rarely ever see rockets super useful. This map's also pretty wide open. But then again, none of these COs are mobility COs, so openness will be an issue, but not a massive issue. Kindle right now is 23,000 versus Drake's 22. Trying to capture those properties. Oh, there's a good amount of indirect fire and one fodder in front of the indirect fire, so it can do some good work. This is not necessarily a half bad spot for the rocket, because this is a sea tile there, and there's a pair of shores. But the problem is, it's a rocket at the corner, at the side of the map, not providing massive coverage. So it's a good spot for the rocket, but also a bad spot for the rocket. rocket is in range of infantry units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can hit the capping squad. Tank, battlecopter, infantry. Interrupts that capture there. Does flip the property. Nukes the infantry unit in one hit. Interrupts the capture there. Possible tsunami this turn, but probably not likely. Drake stealth? With minus 30% firepower? I have no idea. This is probably a horrible idea. But, of course, if Kindle pops or Urban Blight, it's going to drain his funds and leave it 9 health rather than 10 health, making it do even less effectiveness. I don't think a Drake stealth fighter is good. Infantry mech. I have no idea what the big hit of this game. I'm sort of break. My mind's starting to do a bit of a mind break right now. Pops Urban Blight, not knowing that it's going to wreak havoc on Drake's economy. Let's see, we also strike some infantry units there, as well as a mech. Hits this infantry unit there. Strike an infantry unit there and up here, as of course right there and there. So mostly infantry units, a mech, and the stealth and a recon. Does put their artillery piece there. I'm wondering right now, does Kindle believe that it was... Wait, no, anti-airs have 3 range, right? Vision range. So it probably does have vision of the rocket. Definitely has vision of the rocket now. Recon's within minimum range, but will be struck by the artillery piece. Rocket can strike the anti-air. T-copter, tank, double T-copter? Infantry. So, looks like Drake did spend quite a bit in repairs this turn. Has a number of 9 health units. Drops this capture. Stealth, camouflage right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Camouflage out of vision range of the recon. Let's make sure he wants the stealth to get more than 1 shot off, because the only thing he can engage right now is another stealth or a fighter. Would it be a good idea for Kindle to pull out a stealth? No, she's fighting against Drake, which would just drain his fuel instantaneously. She's going to have to get out a fight to deal with it, or eat the hits from it, because it's also going to be a Drake stealth. It's not too particularly powerful. How powerful is a 9 health stealth, say, versus a tank on open ground? A little bit middling, honestly. Because stealths are expensive, and that's doing about 3,000 damage, it's said. Let's say it does 5 damage, so it does 3,500 damage per strike. It's going to take forever for that stealth to pay for itself. Artillery, infantry. Pipe scene does go down, takes out that unit there. Machine guns the rocket there, get a bit of damage. Takes out that tank there. Battlecopter strikes the medium tank there. Medium tank gets a first strike, and medium tank knocking it out. That's quite a bit of power swing there, but of course the tsunami or typhoon will even out everything. Quickslow should have front shifted to his weak side, as he has nothing to gain from on his strong side. Probably. Starting to move some units up north a little bit into the center. Could sort of try either to go for the comm tower. There are two. Of course, he just needs to capture up these 2 labs to win the game. As he just lost it. Anti-air will strike the battle copter. Does not immediately pop the Typhoon. Probably should immediately pop the Typhoon. There's the Typhoon. Right now it's at 118. Rock gets on top of City. And that may be in vision range, so probably a good time for Urban Blight. Hopefully the Stealth does not end its turn on top of a city. Getting some great hits over here. Shooting through the tanks. Nothing really contests the medium tank at the moment. Does not end the turn with the Stealth on top of the city. And decides to go for medium tank. He sees Urban Blight and maybe going to not to go for medium tank, but goes for medium tank infantry. Ends turn of 135,000 in the field. Kindle starts turn 114. Urban Blight is possible. It's always hard to say when they'll immediately pop it or not. Getting some extra charge there. Ooh, the rain actually kicked in there. Not seeing this tank means didn't get the booster strike onto the tank. So the rain is actually reducing the vision, actually played a role right there. And now spots the tank there. Could have got a pretty good booster strike there and pop Urban Blight. Could have got a almost one-shot the tank there. Yes. Probably would not expect the Stealth. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Problem is, well, the Stealth has so far has been alive for how many turns and has not gotten a single strike so far this game. Don't tell me the Stealth's going to run into this infantry unit. Please don't tell me the Stealth's going to go straight into that infantry unit and gets trapped. Good strike there. Do now have a high society available. Assuming there's nothing changing when it comes to properties. She will have approximately, let's just round up to 30. She will have plus 90% firepower. That is actually absurd. Plus a 10% attack and defense passive. She will have plus 100% firepower on all units, regardless if they're on urbanized terrain or not. On urbanized terrain, she'll get an additional 130%. So a unit attacking from, say, a city will do plus 200 with the comm tower, plus 280% additional firepower. Kindle can get some really absurd firepower bonuses. Recon, APC, anti-air, and yeah, Recon, APC, anti-air. What am I thinking? Another turn where the Stealth is still Stealth. The APC is meant to resupply the Stealth because it's already almost down half its fuel. It's done nothing so far. She may see Keeper Power Charge this turn, and eye for it. Pops Urban Blight, that's probably a good call. I don't think this is a good turn for High Society. None of the targets are in range, so just pop it and inflicts a bit of blight upon the land. And do a bit of extra damage there. And if possible, maybe punch this tank there, then get this tank to do a boost strike onto this tank. Look at that. This is 110%. Not even close. I disagree with that unless she's going to start capturing this property this turn. I think she should have ticked that out and then get the tank to do a boost strike there. Finish off the infantry unit, so. Just something I would say a little bit better, but shouldn't be a massive issue. Stealth may get a first strike on the medium tank this turn. Recon, Battlecopter, Tank, Infantry. Kindle ends turn for 137 on the field. Drake starts for 112, almost enough for power. APC out of range. Here's how much damage this will do. 40 to 46%, not too bad. So this may be the first strike here. And now she's realized, wait, there is a Drake Stealth Fighter in the field. And funny thing as well, she could probably, Kindle could probably estimate when that Stealth Fighter spawned in the field because 9 health. Definitely too far away to go this distance, so like, wait, he pulled a Stealth Fighter how many turns ago? Drake Ball is so immobile. Yeah, got a lot of artillery, got a mech, a couple mechs here. Stealths, medium tank. Yeah, his force is probably a little bit too slow. Now you mention it. Good eye. Kindle has a lot of tanks, has a Neo tank, and at least a couple medium tanks, but they are at least a bit more mobile than mechs, rockets, and artillery. Kindle, if it has the possibility, go up north, try to capture some properties. This tank spots a whole lot of nothing. Does get some merges there. And does pull out a fighter there. Which may be a little bit overkill. Deal with Drake Stealth. But I understand we want to take out just Drake Stealth because it'd be continuously annoying. Gets spotted there. Rocket does strike the infantry in there. Try to flip the property. And right now she does have 4,000 income lead, so that's quite nice. Got resupplied with 7 fuel remaining. Neo tank, infantry. Oops. Neo tank heading towards over here. Gotta just be careful of the stealth. I wonder if Kindle realized that she's been getting hit by a rocket, not by an artillery piece, because I don't think... Well, I suppose this artillery piece has gotten a couple shots in. Fighter pushes its way forward. Anti-air battlecopter infantry. Probably way too many battlecopters. Kindle has a fighting field. Probably does not have to worry about too many battlecopters. Yeah, I think the battle anti-airs are actually a bad idea because she's fighting against Drake. So yeah, I disagree with the anti-airs. Tank does get picked off there. Strikes the Neo tank, doing 3 damage. And the medium tank gets a good strike there, doing some great damage. However, we do have Urban Blight and potentially High Society next turn. The fighter can take out the Stealth Fighter, which may give her enough charge for High Society. I think it'll be a little bit short, but still. And then a Battlecopter with a High Society to gauge the medium tank could one-shot it. It's really on top of the comm tower. Let's see how well this goes. I want to see the fighter strike the stealth. It should one-shot it right now. Should. Yep, it'll be easy one-shot. Oh, Urban Blight. No, should not have popped Urban Blight. Should have took this shot first. It was guaranteed to kill. She missed out a bit of power charge there. There's great shots there. And some outlying units. It's going to be now a Typhoon. Medium tank maybe will finish off the Neo tank. Should maybe will finish off the Neo tank, or blah, Neo tank should be able to finish off the medium tank. Yep, it will finish off. Did not even need to do that unless the does go flash shot there. Rocket tanks in range for the rocket. Has vision of it. Meteors push forward. Infantry, battlecopter, tank. Not going. There's tsunami. artillery gets that strike there. Rocket finish off the tank right there. It does. So the rocket has gotten a number of kills. I think it has paid for itself now. Kindle or Drake's Neo tank push way forward. Gotta make sure it is not adjacent to any urbanized property. But Kindle's artillery here is in a great position to get boosted strikes. Should be able to nuke that into your no problem. Excellent into your no problem. It's the battle copter. Now the fighter has no more targets. The fighter could simply just withdraw all the way to the airport, get resupplied. There's always going to be a turn where you don't have an airport active, so might as well put the fighter there. Get resupplied and push forward and wait for the next battle copter that may not show up. Though, letting Drake take it out right now would give her a decent amount of power charge. So maybe good idea for Drake not to attack the fighter. If he's not planning to pull out any more aircraft, let the fighter be. It would be a bit of an annoying blocker, but it would not taking out would result in not as much power charge. So I think that's the play to go. Go for the battle copters, of course. Do not worry about the fighter. Finish off some of these outlying units there. Now this Neo tank is next to an urbanized property. That's not a great idea. Though if our cast vision, we see there's nothing really there to throw out the net. Neo tank will be out 3 health next turn. If Kindle wants to take a swipe at the Neo tank with a boosted strike, all it needs to pop Urban Blight and then use the battle copter and get a nice boost strike onto it, but that's the best case scenario I can see. This artillery could fall back, and then the medium tank gets right there and do a boost strike. This one will be out of range. Tank falls back down south. You hear a Neo tank shifting around. Infantry, recon, infantry. Hold on, nothing. She must spend a lot of funds repairing stuff up. More so than I realized. Insert for 150,000. Drake starts from 136. Neo tank strikes the medium tank. Very nice. But once again, it's next to urbanized property. Recon tank. She has 28,000 income. She's at what, 32 properties? 31 properties. Pops Urban Blight, which will strike some infantry. Will strike the infantry, ATR, and tank. Strikes this infantry there, but looks like that's about it, other than some various infantry units. Gonna strike there. Battlecopter should probably strike the Neo tank or boosted strike from the city. Oh, those medium tank was in range. I didn't see that. That may one-shot the Neo tank. It does. Let's see how close that was. Oops. It kept on hitting the wrong buttons. $90, so it was a guaranteed kill. Though if it was a full health, it would not. Fighter does fall back to the airport. Goes for recon, tank, and infantry. Recon or ATR gets struck by the Neo tank. Medium tank infantry. Kindle's next Urban Blight is actually pretty close, so the rocket could be hit by Urban Blight, and that is not a property you can be repaired on. Picks off some outlying units there, trying to flip another property. She's now just has a good position in the game just due to higher income. Get some good strikes there and there. Picks up the anti-air. 1, 2 anti-airs left in the field, both at 9 health. Urban Blight caused a bit of blight upon them. Has Kindle actually seen this rocket yet, this turret game? I don't think she ever seen the rocket itself. Goes for recon tank, or recon infantry battlecopter. Anti-air takes up the battlecopter, no problem. Max strikes the tank there. Probably could have got that first, but I think she wanted to take the damage there for the tsunami. Decides to take out that 8 health tank there, so there we go. Strike some units there. Tank will strike the tank. Another Neo tank. Infantry. Another infantry there. Has enough money. Yep. Ends her of 147,000. Kindle starts turn 119, so Kindle's falling fall behind. Not to mention she's down 10,000 income this turn due to the mass amount of repairs. Pops an Urban Blight, which will do a bit of economic damage to his opponent. And this time hits both the rocket and the Neo tank. So that's quite a bit of damage there. And the artillery piece there will get a boost strike onto the Neo tank. Granted, it's at half health, but that's pretty good. Maybe wounded enough for the medium tank to not take it out this turn. But take a safe engagement there. And this medium tank is out of range of both these artillery pieces. This infantry, however, is not. Tank, infantry. Insert of 125,000. Drake starts turn of 124, so it's back down to turn difference, and Drake has spent a lot on repairs this turn. Recon, tank. Kindle's turn, 13,000 income, income of 20,000. So yeah, the repair has been quite massive for her, but she's starting to pull ahead. Yeah, her high society does look pretty juicy right now, but she's pretty far on power charge. If she wants to really get a good high society, she needs to get a line of tanks, able to get that really boosted damage to allow her to punch through even more hardened units. Infantry, tank, recon. Drake's turn, 20,000 income and has 15,000 in the bank right now at the start of turn, so quite a bit of repairs going on. Ooh, and looks like that rocket gets a good strike on that medium tank and gets knocked out by that Neo tank. Drake's artillery will get... Nope, the battle pump gets struck there. There it goes, gets struck there. Another Urban Blight is available, which can get boost strike from the city here. However, there's nothing much in the region to get that boost strike. We have a Neo tank here, and another city here to project off of. Anti-air infantry. Will we see Urban Blight this turn? I'll just go for safe engagements right now. Tank gets a good strike there on the artillery piece. There's a 1 health infantry unit there. Finish off the artillery piece. And now spot the rocket. And the rocket goes down. Fighter falls back to the airport, which causes a bit of fun straining, but with that fighter in the field, he does not, well, Kindle does not need any anti-air on the field. We've got a 9 health tank in the rear, which will get a first strike onto the 8 health tank. If she does go for a high side, she probably needs to start focusing on mass tank production. Just get a bunch of mobile units to really use it. Infantry, Neo-Tank Infantry. So I have a feeling Drake's tank is going to do some, Neo-Tank will do some good work here. Yep, gets a good strike there. Infantry falls back. His medium tank is in range. Probably should take out the medium tank. And that's a high society. Drake right now has 92,000 in the field. Kindle says 110 at the moment. It looks like there's going to be no Typhoon this turn. 116 versus 104. So slight advantage. Of course, still has 24,000 bank. What is she going to go for this turn? Problem is, 116,000 in the field. I don't really see 116,000 in the field. It feels like that's incorrect. It feels a little bit high. I think the fighter consuming is inflating this because, was this 20,000? So it's basically 95 versus 100. So that may be one reason why everything just feels a little bit off. The fighter's inflating the actual arm of the field, and the fighter's just not going to be super useful. Drake did pull out Battlecopter there. And there's probably going to be a Typhoon this turn. Goes with another Neo-Tank. Tsunami cannot be brought on in. But not going for it. Mega Tank by Drake. He's hoping that Kindle doesn't pop Urban Blight. But I have a good feeling she's going to pop Urban Blight this turn. He has pulled back a little bit there. Kindle is spreading out as well, so we'll see both players being defensive. No Typhoon either. Bomber. Right now I'm going to fast forward a little bit there because it looks like both players are just being not hyper aggressive. Mega Tank is currently on top of a... Okay, that's a broken pipe scene. Nice little pick there. Interrupts the capture. Neo Tank's trying to just creep forward on top of cities to minimize the attrition. The bomber's just going to get hit by the rain no matter what, so I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Just have to be careful about anti-airs. No superpower looks like this turn. Recon tank. Units move around. Recon's trying to recon. Neo-Tank still city jumping. Battlecopter anti-air infantry. Yep, game definitely slowed down a little bit there. Both people posturing with their superpowers, which are usually not superpowers you want to save up. Kindle's going to try to threaten some properties. Battlecopter APC, very understandable against Drake. One thing Drake can do is rain does reduce vision, which could cause some issues with Kindle for a counterattack. Okay, now let's start capturing this lab. Stealth by Kindle. Not when there's a Drake Tsunami. It does have a have APC. I think both sides come to posturing once again this turn. That's why I'm sort of fast forwarding, because right now there's been a whole lot of nothing. Kindle is starting to threaten multiple properties and can interrupt some tanks over here. Force camouflage. Have the APC next to the stealth. Mega tank now by Kindle. She does have the economy to support the high-tech units. As painful as the tsunami is going to be, she has almost 300,000. Right, has 118 right now. Neo tank there. Yep, and I'm just wondering how this game is going to end. It feels like Kindle is in ever increasing good position, because every property she gets, it's going to be massive. And now she has captured a lab. This is the last Drake lab, so this is now a victory condition that Kindle could start eyeing. Rotating around. Another stealth? I don't think I've ever seen two stealths on the field at one point in time from the same player. That's what happens when you get to the solo maps. What's the unit limit on this map? Again, 60. Oh yeah, and what's the capture limit? 34. $32. She just needs to capture 2 properties and she outright wins. Drake is forfeiting too much land. Of course, his superpower is going to be incredibly powerful. Guaranteed to at least call 100, let's see, at least 60,000 damage, which will be even out. That's threatening game. Drake has to interrupt this. Yeah, that was the other stealthing. There's an APC there. Also going for the comm tower as well, so she's right now threatening 3 properties. Drake has to interrupt. This is probably the turn that he's going to pop with superpower, and all hell is going to break loose. If hell involves rain, it will. So it's probably acid rain. So he gets a strike there. Recon interrupts that capture, but there's 2 other. Goes for battlecopter. Okay, he has interrupted the capture. Has a turn for breathing. Not sure. Maybe he wants his attack to be supported by the rain, so his Kindle will be a bit more blind. But when 2 front lines smash into each other, there's going to be plenty of vision. Kindle makes the first move. And this is actually good for Kindle to get the first move in, because that means she's going to be at full power. Full superpower. Let's see now. 32 properties. She's going to have 96% additional firepower this turn on all units, plus 130% firepower from attacking from urbanized terrain, plus 10% for activating power and or superpower, and not to mention top off additional 10% from comm tower. She can get at least 250% additional firepower from attacking from a city. That's capturing a city. That is not changed. Recon. Tank onto tank. One shot. Let's just take it slow with these numbers. That was a guaranteed easy one shot. Oh boy. Easy one-shot. Not an easy one-shot because of the 3 defense stars. That's a one-shot. That's a one-shot. The penguins are marching on in. Apparently, at this point in time, a recon could take out a 9 health 4 defense star in the tree. Whoops, that was the wrong unit. Since that 9 health, it was a easy one-shot. Tank onto A-tier. Infantry onto infantry. Infantry onto infantry. Tank onto recon. Stealth onto recon. Just bask in these numbers. 100. Oh, there we go. 183%. Drawing capture. Neo tank strikes regular tank or medium tank. Mega tank does not appear to be scouted, but of course there's always some vision bugs. Definitely scouted now. Neo tank nukes the A-tier. Trying to capture the comm tower. Tank strikes infantry. Tank strikes infantry. Recon strikes artillery. Sorry, I just want to take a look at these numbers. Numbers big. That was actually... It was at 4 health. It was a 50-50% luck roll of a one-shot. Tank on tank. Stealth. A-tier. Bomber. Resupply. Mega tank. Another stealth. Yep, that would have been easily called, but to be fair, her firepower in like those 180% damage strikes would still be one-shots. Oh, here comes Typhoon. He got called down to 211,000 versus 359. Come on, superpower. Mega Tank does... With that retaliation damage, why is he not pop? There it goes. Why did he wait? Because by the vision stuff? Because of the rain? But then again, he's not affected by rain, right? Unaffected by rain. There are going to be some significant, if it doesn't one-shot something, if the retaliation damage is going to be severe. So, he has to be very careful. Because these penguins are murder machines this turn. Good strike there. Almost well, still a massive income disparity. And Drake has put out his own fighter, which should be quite usable against most of his opponent's aircraft as well, and not to mention all the stealths. There are 3 stealths in the field. I don't think he's realized there's 3 stealths in the field because he only seen them 1. Look at the call. Look, he just called about 100,000 value from Kindle thanks to this, mostly to the superpower. But has 136 to 122, so the fight appears to be pretty even. But I'm still more leaning towards Kindle because she has all the high-tech units still quite alive. So that unit there. There's a 1 health infantry unit there. Bomber strikes the anti-air. Taking out the anti-air will allow his Kindle's aircraft and reign supreme. Stealth strikes there. The fighter could take out one of these stealths. Mega Tank is on top of the city there. Stealths the stealth. Resupplies both these stealths there. There are 4 stealths on the field for Kindle. That's obscene. Infantry. Recon does get hit by the anti-air, trying to join capture there. And not to mention, going back to the capture game, Kindle has 30,000 in the field. Wait, it says capture limit 34, right? Must be only cities only, because this suggests to me that she should have won this turn. But maybe it's just meant for cities, so I may be misreading that. But right now she has 30,000 income, Drake has 18. So if she captures any more cities, it probably is a game over. Maybe there's some things that are just not being properly calculated for that sort of thing, where labs just excluded from it. I'm not sure. Kindle's Neotink does get hit there, and the stealth there as well. Could just merge into the stealth. The Mega Tank strikes the Neotink there. A lot of damage there. Mace into the High Society next turn. Doesn't even try to machine gun on Neotank. Anti-air strikes the fighter, which only did 1 point damage, so it is a 2 health anti-air. And if that fighter's able to range that fire, that could be quite good. Taking out the tank and anti-air there shouldn't be too big of an issue. I heard another property get captured. Mega Tank strikes out that regular tank. Pops a regular Urban Blight, not a High Society. And this is going to be a... Well, I thought it would have done a bit more damage there. Merge there. Bomber strikes anti-air. Stealth strikes tank there. Fighter finish off fighter. We may see another Typhoon relatively soon. APC. Medium tank infantry. And start for 200,000. Drake's at 158. Tank does go down there. So she's kept both calm towers now. So she has plus 1% firepower, while Drake has plus 0. And now his fighter is even weaker. He does go for another fighter. Pulls back there. I am so surprised why there's not been a capture victory. But it must be only meant for cities. It looks like this number is different than the capture limit number. So in theory, the comm towers and labs should be removed in that. So she has 3 labs, 2 comm towers, and -5. So in theory, then she's actually at 30 cities or properties. So she needs to capture 4 more for the capture victory. If I'm reading that right. Or maybe the comm towers do count while labs don't. So maybe just 2 more properties should win? I'm not sure. Great strike there. Down. Now have another Typhoon available. Battlecopter tank, infantry tank. And here comes Tsunami. Here comes the Tsunami. Whittling everything down once again. Yeah, and the Neotank gets trapped on a stealth. Ooh. That's really bad luck. Fighter does take out the stealth there. Got some outlying infantry units there. Got a battlecopter here. Finish off some of these outlying units. Artillery infantry at 140,000 versus 158. So Drake is able to use the superpower to even out the game. It's effectively become an anti-snowball mechanic. As the larger force of Kindle deploys in the field, the more she gets wounded by the rain. It does have Neotank to one-shot the Mega Tank, because Mega Tanks are absurd when it comes to firepower. Infantry, anti-air, recon. Battlecopter strike, battlecopter. Neotank does fall back a little bit there. Resupplies both of the stealths. Drake's turn. Maybe able to take out one of those stealths this turn. Does spot that one stealth there, so it's pretty wounded. Another High Society could be brought in the next turn. High Society could be brought in next turn. Another fighter, infantry, infantry, infantry. What's you gonna do? High Society or Urban Blight? Urban Blight, which will greatly damage that fighter there. And also those mega tanks next to the city there, so could get a booster strike from there. Just need to clear out these units, maybe get a stealth to hit it. Mega tank down to 1 ammo, but she does have some APCs in the field. That's good damage there. 2 stealth takes the fighter there. This stealth does not go for the mega tank. Wants to keep the comm tower secured. Picks off the infantry unit there. Medium tank will be at full health and full fuel next turn. Fighter, tank, infantry, infantry. Don't know if the fighter's a good call. Has a couple stealths in the field, but just trying to deploy out to get rid of that other fighter. Tank gets knocked out. The problem as well, the mega tank's next to the comm tower, which means a 100% boost strike. But now this stealth does get spotted. Effectively gets knocked out. Mega tank could get a boost strike on this mega tank, easily killing it off. Does throw a recon into the mega tank to drain its last ammo, but the APC is in range, so a fuel attempt there. Anti-air tank infantry. Strikes this unit down there. Yep, 43 days. Resupplies the mega tank. Mega tank will take out the mega tank. Urban Blight gets popped, wounding, putting a bit more damage on everything. Also down the capture game. One property did get flipped. Gets a nice booster strike there on the Neo tank. Takes out the infantry unit there. Stealth puts a round into the Neo tank. Fighter advance way forward. And completely surrounds the fighter there. Thing as well, if the stealths are effectively dead, it's probably a good idea. I suppose now with possibly taking out one of the fighters, she is probably safe enough to go for another stealth, but maybe just best to go for bombers. That's a good round there in the battlecraft. Now that Kindle knows there's 2 stealth fighters in the field, or regular fighters. Tank, infantry, infantry. Look at that unit there. Mega tank falls back to the city. Get full health. Takes out the fighter there. Possible tsunami or typhoon next turn. Right now, Drake's down on 81,000 versus 150,000. Booster strike there. Easy kill. Tsunami's now available. Now these stealths are going to be down to 1 health each, or 1% health each. Boy, those things took a lot more beating than I expected this entire game. Infantry, recon, battlecopter, recon. Stealth strikes the, oh, man, I think that's a high luck roll. It depends what percentage health. Looks like it... Can't say how much what percentage of health it is. Use supplies there, and stealth push way forward. Forcing opponents, stealths are good for forcing opponents who have a lot less income to resign. I see, because you have to invest in expensive fighters, which is something Drake does not want to do in a situation, and he has also only 20,000 fund income right now, so it would be entire turn income to play out a fighter. But these stealths are going to be soon to be at 1% health. He is not eyeing their surrender, is he? Infantry. I think Kindle needs to get a capture victory, and these 2 properties over here got flipped. Go and try to flip that one. Trying to flip that one. Something just got captured there. This one here. Yep, just go for the capture victory. Looks like this player is one of the players who don't surrender types. Which, part of me understands, but part of me wish it can get old pretty quickly. Battlecopter, Neo-Tank, and Typhoon. Typhoon's been summoned. Artillery gets a good strike on the medium tank. Selves are now at 1% health. If possible, try base lock something. In fact, if a Self gets on top of an airport, there's nothing he can do. Though then again, he is Drake, he can deal with camouflage Selves by just draining the fuel. And he has now hit the resign button. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.